Skill number 1 is attentiveness. What does it really mean? At this point, we don't want to learn from a book. We don't really want to learn from a teacher. If we want to achieve native-like fluency, I think it's a very logical thing that at this point we want to learn from native speakers, not one person, not one authority, but many, many people who all grew up speaking this language since early childhood. This is why, at least this is how I see it. I want to be attentive to how people talk, and I want to be attentive to how I speak. What does it mean? Let me give you an example. Developing attentiveness to how native speakers speak English means that you want to listen very closely to what word combinations they use, not necessarily words, separate words, but what word combinations and what prepositions and what articles and why the articles are there. So whenever you listen to a video or to an audio material, or maybe whenever you listen to how native speakers communicate with one another, pay close attention to what word combinations they use. How can you check if you really hear what they are saying and if you are really attentive to what they're saying? The answer is very simple. If you can write down exactly what people said, or if you can repeat exactly what people said, every word in this word combination, it might be 2 words or 3 words or 4 max, I would say 4 would be the max, then it means you really are attentive and you really can hear it. Take any video and watch maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute if you like it. But I would recommend working with 1 minute max. Do not really work with longer videos if you are practicing the skill of being attentive to what native speakers say. And as you do that, here's the exercise. As you do that, forget about all the words that you don't know. This is not what we're practicing right now. We are not practicing the skill of identifying the words you don't know. We are practicing the skill of being attentive to the things that you kind of know, but you don't talk like this yourself. Pay attention to the words that native speakers use. You understand what they say. You understand what they mean. You don't really need a dictionary. You don't need anybody to translate this for you. You get the meaning. But for whatever reason, you don't talk like this yourself. You never use these words yourself. You would have never put these words together to form this word combination. And you would have probably used different words, phrases, prepositions to communicate the same meaning. This is what we're looking for, because the way you speak right now, the way you speak today is your norm. This is how you always speak, and this is why you talk this way. So usually, when people need to express themselves or when people need to identify new information in English, they reach out in the box that they have. They have a box with their language tools, and whatever is in this box is readily available for them to use. So when they want to say something in English, or when they hear something in English and something doesn't really make sense, they dig into this box and they try to look for an answer. And if the answer wasn't there, okay, what they do is they take out maybe 2 or 3 tools that kind of look similar to what they need, and they try to stick them together or glue them together in any way, just the way they can, and then they give it to native speakers, hoping that that will make a good sentence. And very often it's not. I mean, people will understand this, but I guess if you're watching this video, this is not really the level that you want. And attentiveness means that you want to be looking for solutions that are outside of this box. You already know all that. This is why you speak like this. But we want to be attentive to how native speakers around us speak. What do they use that we don't actually have in that box? And what can we adopt? What can we borrow and maybe include in this box so that we can speak like this as well? For example, right now you can ask yourself, what would you say? It's not acceptable to me, or it's not acceptable for me. Have you ever paid attention to those prepositions? Or it's interesting for me, or it's interesting to me. What would be correct? What would work in what context? Do you really know the difference? And I'm a CEO at this company. I'm a CEO of this company. Have you ever asked yourself what the difference is? Have you ever been attentive to this type of nuances? And this is exactly what I mean. And when I say you got to be attentive to yourself, it means you want to be attentive to how you speak. The easiest way for me is to send voice messages to people and to listen back to what I said. This is the primary reason why I send voice messages, because I can listen back to them and I can give feedback to myself. I put these words together. Did it make a good English sentence or not? And always check yourself when native speakers give you some information. Let's say they give you a sentence, and people very often go like this: oh, I understand. I don't need to translate that. I understand what that means. But then when they communicate the same idea, the same sentence to other people, they suddenly lose an article, they lose the verb, they lose a preposition, and they kind of communicate the same meaning, but they were not really attentive to what a person said, and they communicated the message using their language tools, and it sounds completely different. So be attentive to how you talk. Can you actually repeat what native speakers give to you? And how do you build your sentences? How do you build your phrases? That is what I mean. And being attentive to native speakers and being attentive to ourselves, and then constantly testing this level of attentiveness. How attentive am I today? Did I lose a preposition, or did I pay attention to that? Did I pay attention to the fact that, oh, I can express this meaning using this word combination, or did I not pay attention to that? Okay, I'll leave you with that right now, and make sure to watch a screen recording where we will walk over one video and you will understand instantly what I mean.